All right, someone is asking how to manage a lazy OF creator that doesn't care about money when she's your top earner, right? Like, okay, you're doing 40K, creator plays video games and smokes weed, all that. Okay, fair enough. Now, first of all, keep in mind, she still cares about money. If she wouldn't care about money, she would live in the woods. So she does care about money. She just doesn't care about it enough. And as long as the money's there, she's happy. You just reached a point where she doesn't have to care about money anymore. If it goes away, she cares again. So keep that in mind, that just because someone becomes a millionaire and now he doesn't care about money, that still means he is emotional about the money and he doesn't want it to go away. So that's one way of the incentive. But we've had that plenty of times. So the first thing you do is you scale up the communication. You kind of apply the pyramid model, right? So the top creator gets a weekly founder call regardless of her motivation level. That's the first thing. Every single week she has a call with you, and that you can use to further build the relationship. I'm gonna come to that now. But first of all, set up a weekly call so you have communication systems, right? If you leave her alone, she's gonna leave. And that's the issue here. Because I think you also said, right, like if she has one bad week, then the agency drops 30% because she doesn't do content, which on a completely different level is a different problem, because your agency shouldn't be that dependent on having content for that week. You have to kind of work a bit more in the future. However, second thing you do is you stop using money as the motivator. I think that makes sense. She doesn't respond to it, I'm not gonna question it. So you're gonna use connection. That's the next thing, right? You, the team, the relationship, and you're gonna build that out in KPIs. So you can just set the 3 W's, which is the funniest thing ever, how we came out with though. I'm gonna tell you that after. But gonna have the 3 W's, the weekly content commitment, the weekly chatter check-in, and the weekly relational check-in. Where in your weekly call with her, you're gonna do all those, right? You're gonna get a commitment out of her for the content. Hey, we need this, 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 and this. Until then, this is super important. Keep in mind, you're currently making good money. If you don't do this content, it's gonna go away. Can you do that? Yes. Can you commit to doing this content this week? Yes. Can we do anything to make it easier? No. Okay. Now, second of all, with the weekly chatter check-in, you just go through the chats with her, where the goal is not to tell her, hey, this is how the chatting is going. The goal here is to make sure she sees what's actually happening in the agency, aka, hey, creator, see how much work we put in and how much gets done without you being involved. We are a great agency, right? You should stay with us. Yeah, you should work more. Cool. And last but not least, the last W, one of the last W's, because I hope we're going to stack more in the future, is your weekly relational check-in. So you're going to make sure like how she feels. You're going to let her talk about herself. This sounds so easy and so basic, but when's the last time anyone here has done that with their creators? When's the last time you really hopped on a call with a creator like, hey, I just wanted to see how everything's going. Talk about yourself. And then you just kind of put one AirPod in, listen to YouTube video, she talks about herself for 30 minutes. You know, when's the last time we've done that? We all know that makes sense to do. It has no downsides, but when's the last time you've did it? Exactly. Cool. Now, last but not least, because I already mentioned it, your agency losing 30% in revenue because your creator had one bad week in terms of motivation, this can only go bankrupt. There is no way this agency is going to scale unless you fix that. So the first thing you're going to do is move content batching from either daily to weekly or monthly, and you're also always going to work 1 or 2 weeks in advance. Now, with Reels, I understand it's a bit harder, but even there, have backup. Okay, so instead of getting daily content or weekly content, whatever the problem is, move to the next step, bi-weekly, monthly, right? So you already have that time and you can already keep her updated. Like, hey, you have the first thing today, you have the second thing today, how's it going, whatever. And last but not least, build yourself a buffer zone, man. Build yourself at least 1 or 2 weeks of content that you just have ready as an emergency. So the second she gets lazy, okay, cool, she goes back, she records new content again. So your revenue isn't attached to her motivation. You have to detach that ASAP, otherwise the agency is just going to fail.